Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. We are going to start today by lighting our Christ candle. Remember, this is our Christ candle, and it represents the light of God in each and every one of us. That light we all have inside us. Let's say that together. This represents the light of God in each and every one of us. Today we are going to start with a sacred breath, the flower breath. So we're going to close our eyes and breathe in deep. Imagine you're smelling your favorite flower. What kind of flower is it? And when you breathe out dandelion seeds. Pretend you're blowing a dandelion. Breathe in, smelling your flower, and breathe out, blowing the dandelion. Breathe in, smelling that favorite flower. What does it smell like? And breathe out, blowing the seeds of a dandelion. Now if you'll take one more big deep breath, and we're just going to close our outer eyes. Ready? Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Imagine you're walking into a garden, the most peaceful and loving garden. This is your garden, so imagine it however you want. Can you smell the scent of flowers? Each flower has its own aroma. Together they blend into one cloud of fragrant perfume that wafts across the field of flowers. You're very lucky to be in this part of the garden today. This is a special time when the flowers open up to those who enter, to share them their many secrets. You can walk through these fields, feeling the flowers as you move. The flowers are very loving and caring, and they enjoy showing the beauty to the children who are very kind. Look at the flowers. You notice there are many bees going about their business of gathering from flower to flower, gathering the pollen to make it into honey when they return to their hive. The bees are dressed in black and gold, and their wings are very beautiful. Would you like to be a bee for a while? Now close your eyes tight and see yourself getting smaller and smaller until you're the same size as the bee. Now that you're the same size, you can see the bees are smiling at you and welcome. They love having people visit them while they are working. They're offering you a bee's outfit, complete with wings. Put it on, and you can accompany them on their journeying from flower to flower. Now you're flittering from flower to flower. The perfume is getting stronger all the time. The bees are humming as they go about their work. And you will notice that you can hum along with them because now you feel as they do. Do you want to explore the heart of the flower? Look at the center of each one. You'll see a little door that could open to go inside. Why don't you say goodbye to the bees and return their clothing? Explain that you would like to see what is behind the flower doors. The door in the daisy looks very interesting. Its knob is made out of golden mesh, and the door itself is velvet. As you go inside, you see lots of activity with the daisy people rushing around to make sure that the daisy's perfume is being released. They are so pleased you dropped in to see them. As you watch them, you feel love filling you. What a blessing we've gotten from the bees and the flowers today in our garden. You say goodbye to the daisy people, and they thank you for stopping by. They remind you that you can visit this place anytime you want. As you walk out the garden, you shut your gate. Notice your fingers start to wiggle. Notice your toes wiggling. Just say goodbye to your garden and come back to the room that you're in. Let's take a couple deep breaths together. Breathe in, imagine smelling that flower, and breathe out, blowing the dandelion seeds. Breathing in, smelling the flower, and blow out. One more time. Big deep breath in from your belly. And breathing out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room that you're in. Wonderful. Wasn't that lovely visiting our garden? We'll be visiting it more and more as the weeks go on. So remember that you can always go back to that place, okay? Today, we're going to talk about life. So we're going to have a fun new thing. We're going to do a word of the day. So every time you hear the word of the day, what I want you to do for this week is give yourself a big giant hug, okay? Just squeeze as tight as you can. So our word for the day is going to be, drum roll, seed. Remember your hug. Okay, so we're going to read a book today about life, and it's called The Everything Seed. Give yourself a hug. Let's take a look. The Everything Seed, a story of new beginnings. The Everything Seed, a story of new beginnings. And this book is by Carol Marchigianaco. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And it's illustrated by Joy Troiger. Have you ever watched a seed grow? Have you ever noticed how it begins so small, so still, so quiet, like a gift waiting to be opened? And how slowly it wakes up, begins to unfold, growing into something larger. Look, it started out really small and now it's starting to grow. And larger and larger. Then you know that whatever comes from a seed usually ends up looking very little like the seed it came from, which is also true of the very first seed. Wow. Once, long, long ago, way back before the beginning, so long ago that there was no such thing as time because there was no one there to count it. Everywhere was huge, deep, mysterious place, like something waiting to be happened. There were no stars, no sun, no moon. There was no place like Earth, not a drop of water or a single tree or rock or flower, and no living beings anywhere. Oh my, it looks very dark. I wonder what will happen. Ooh, but in that deep waiting space was hidden the tiniest point of something no bigger than a seed. It was not a flower seed. It was not an oak tree seed. It was not a seed of corn. Although all those things were included in the seed. I wonder what kind of seed it is. What do you think? You might call it an everything seed, because that is what it became. Oh, I hear the word seed a lot. Don't forget the word of the day. No one knows where that first seed came from, or how it was planted, or how it knew, in the way that only seeds seem to know, how long to wait for just the right moment to sprout and grow. But all at once, this tiny seed was cradled and nourished in the rich soil of space. Woke up, it broke open, and began to unfold. Unfolding? Oh my, unfolding. Look at all of those colors, all the purple. Looks like there may be some blue in there. And blossoming forth. Look at how big it's getting. Into an enormous blazing ball of bright light. Ooh, look at, there's the everything seed. Like a great grandmother's son. That looks a lot like the sun, huh? I notice yellow and orange. And the universe was born. Wow. That's amazing. Ooh, out flooded the galaxies like a storm of snowflakes, swirling and gathering into the brightest, most blindingly beautiful clouds of sky. Look at all of the snowflakes, all of the stars. Isn't that amazing? That's our universe. And out of those star clouds whirled our own star, the one we call the sun, and our earth, and our moon, and all the round spinning planets we have learned how to name. Look at their sun, the earth, our moon, all of the planets. And this is the secret of that tiny seed. You and I were there in the very beginning. Looks like a person inside that everything seed. You and I are part of that. Just as the idea for each leaf on a big oak tree is hidden inside an acorn. Do you notice the leaves? Look, that looks like a tree inside of an acorn. We were there with all the stars and planets, all the roads and rocks and oceans, plants and animals and people. Everything that is now, ever was, or ever will be, was all inside that tiny first seed. Look at the spider webs, the flowers, all of the animals, the ocean. So whenever you hold a seed in your hand and wonder what it could become, imagine how you and all that is here once came from the tiniest speck of an everything seed before it sprouted and grew long, long ago in the way back beginning of time. Now, if this were any ordinary story, it would end right here. But this is the story of the universe. It keeps unfolding. What once began in a blazing blossom of light continues every day. New stars sprout open in the deep soil of space. New plants and animals appear on the earth. Tiny seeds of many kinds are scattered everywhere. Look at all the different kinds of seeds. There's a volcano, the raindrops, the sun. To help us remember. I wonder what it helps us remember. Let's find out. And new people are being born every day with the spark of that very first light, still alive and burning deep inside, waiting. Look, that little seed is waiting to shine its light. Like the everything seed, to shine in ways that are yet to be known. The end. Wasn't that an amazing book? And you all have ways to shine your light, just like the everything seed, remember? In ways that are yet to be known. So this week, I have this tool, and I just made it. It's kind of like the everything seed. I drew a spiral. So maybe you want to draw one of these. And when you're like, how should I shine my light? I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. You can just trace around this. Trace around the everything seed and just think to yourself, how can I shine my light? And when you get really still and quiet, the answer will come. So thank you for joining me this week. And I am sending you all lots of love from that first everything seed. Let's end in a giant air hug. Ready? Take your right hand and put it on your left shoulder, and take your left hand and put it on your right shoulder, and just give yourself a big squeeze. Feel all that love, knowing that we're all connected. Feel all that love from your garden. And on the count of 3, let's send this out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Sending you lots of love.